Welcome, Lydia, to my version of Sony Vegas 11, and this is what I work on sound files with. So the first thing I'm going to do is import some files, and I'm on Jump Club 12.5, and we're going to start with Black Old. So I'm going to take 4 of these, so this one, this one, this one, and this one. And I'll put those on the timeline, and I'll drop them here. And then I'll go back in and I'll import 4 more, but this time I'll import Black New from the same date. Black New, open, and I'm going to take 1, 2, 3, 4. Open them. I'll take them. I'll drop them on another timeline. Okay, so the first thing I can see is I got a big mess right here, and I got a big mess right here. I've got a smaller mess right here and a smaller mess right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this file. This was what you called behind the scenes, and I'm going to somewhat match up these 2 files. And to make it a little easier for me, I'm going to take these channels and I'm going to show only the left channels. I think your program does this all by itself, but I have to convert them back to mono files from stereo files. Left only, 2 more to go. So channels, left only, left only, and left only. Okay, now they're all mono files. Okay, so we're going to try to match up this mess, and it would be easier if I could see them a little bit bigger, so I'm going to make them bigger. Okay, so you can see that something's going on here that's completely different than here, but these 2 areas are the same. So I'm going to look at these areas for something that's very similar. So these start, let's see, yeah. So this one I can slide, and I can get these to start about the same time, right about there. Okay. And this doesn't look at all like this, but right here there's some kind of noise that's common to both, and it's very small. Oh, and it's very unusual. So these spikes are almost identical, and I can line them up, and I can zoom in very close. So this is 1 frame. 1 frame, the next frame. And I can slide these, on at least on my editing suite, yours was a little different, until both of these line up within 1/100th of a frame. So those are essentially synced. And if I look at some of these other sounds, these are the same, these are the same, these are the same. So the 2 actors are together now. And here's probably where the car starts, and then they drive away. And if I bring in these other sound files, and you have to be very careful at aligning them. And I'll bring in this sound file. So for the rest of this, well, as long as the two recorders were recording, these will stay in sync. It's just getting them synced up the very first time. And it's very important that if you slide them together. There we go. Okay, and now if we take a look at this, yeah, these waveforms look identical, and you can go out until the recorders are shut off, and they'll be all in sync. So I got rid of the first 15 minutes in order to get this one lined up. And anyway, this is how I line up sound files. And I think this one's Stephanie, and I think this one's William. So let's go in and take a look. Let's listen right here. So.
See, both like you're a 500-pound man.
Excuse me.
Yeah, we're ready to go.
Sorry.
Sounds good. Marking over.
Okay, there's no echoes here. But in my system, I can click this button and it'll mute one track, bring it back, or I can mute the other track.
I gave him.
So there we are. We got two sync tracks between Stephanie and William,
Well, it's on the other
and
side
it's
of
fairly
mine.
easy
You're
visually.
really sharp.
But this can all be done by Pluralize. And we've got some other files that have Lamy in it, and it would be done the same way. You'd bring Lamy's file in down here, and I guess the point of what I'm trying to make is you have to find something that's common to both of the files in order to line it up. And like here, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4. These are 4 events that all happened that were picked up. Here's another unusual pattern right here. Some noise happened that was common to both, and you can line them up very easily. Once you do that, all the other files down the line are going to fall right into place until the recorders are shut off. And then you're going to have excuse me, this situation where you're going to have to shift the very first file until it lines up, until you get these mass blocks to line up, and then you'll be able to continue on again, just bring them all together until the recorders are shut off again. So I shut the recorders off at lunchtime and started them up again after lunch. And so they could be, 5-10 minutes off. Probably not that much after lunch because we're together and everybody's lab was on. But yeah, once you get the first frame lined up, then all the others will fall into place for the rest of the day. Anyway, I hope that's helpful. There is a way to work with the time of day as time code. That's the on the files, kind of as a mock documents desktop. let's go to new black. No. Mine doesn't have all the metadata that your program had, but yeah. This process takes patience. If you don't have patience, you should get Pluralize and have it do it for you, or get an editor, a sound designer, and have them do it. This is a process that takes patience, and I could see that you were losing patience when I spent some time with you on, what was it, Friday? So, best of luck. Feel free to call me with questions, but there you go.